Have you ever held a single penny in your hand, not knowing that it might secretly be worth more than a brand new car or even a small fortune that could change your life forever? Tonight, right here on Rare Coin News USA, we're diving deep into the hidden world of the top 5 ultra-rare Lincoln Memorial pennies, the 1-cent treasures quietly circulating across America. These aren't just old coins. They are historical time capsules forged in mystery, mistakes, and pure minting magic. And one of them could be sitting right now inside your coin jar, waiting to make you the next lucky collector to uncover a golden secret in copper. Stay glued till the very end, because the final coin on this list could be the key to a fortune hiding in plain sight. And remember, every single day, someone in the United States finds one of these legendary cents by pure accident. Will you be the next one? Welcome to Rare Coin News USA, your daily source for the latest updates, discoveries, and shocking truths from the world of American rare coins. Let's uncover the treasure together, starting with coin number 1. And trust me, what you are about to hear will blow your mind. Coin number 1, the 1963 Lincoln Memorial Penny No-mintmark, the hidden copper treasure. Our first coin may look ordinary, but don't be fooled by its modest shine, because beneath its smooth copper surface lies a story that stretches across decades of American history and a shocking value that collectors are hunting for like buried gold. Let's rewind the clock back to 1963, a year that changed everything. It was the final year before the United States Mint replaced the beloved wheat design with the now iconic Lincoln Memorial reverse. America was on the brink of transformation. The space race was roaring. John F. Kennedy was still president, and pennies were pure copper, rich in color, weight, and heart. The 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny, without a mint mark, was struck in Philadelphia, where the nation's most historic coins were born. Composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, this penny carries the unmistakable warmth of America's golden age of coinage. But what makes this 1963 no-mintmark penny truly rare is not just its age, it's the tiny, nearly invisible details that set it apart from millions of others. Many of these coins were struck with slightly misaligned dies, faint doubling, and incredibly sharp details around Lincoln's eyes and collar, features that, when preserved in very fine condition, turn a once common cent into a collector's obsession. You see, most of these pennies were melted down, lost, or heavily circulated through the years. But a few, only a few thousand at best, survived in astonishing condition, their luster glowing like new after 6 decades. And that's where the magic begins. Because when collectors talk about condition rarity, they're talking about this: a coin so finely preserved that every letter of liberty still pops like it was struck yesterday. Every line on the Lincoln Memorial still whispers stories of the 1960s. The current market value for a 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny in very fine condition, without a mint mark, has reached a jaw-dropping $62,000 and rising. That's not a dream, that's today's reality. And experts agree this coin's value is climbing higher every year, as copper pennies continue to vanish from circulation and collectors race to secure pristine examples before they disappear forever. You're not looking at just a coin, you're looking at a hidden fortune, a living artifact of American history. Think of it like holding a piece of time itself, a tangible echo of 1963 frozen in metal. And here's what's truly fascinating. Many of the highest-grade examples weren't found in collections or museums. They were discovered by everyday Americans, tucked away in coffee cans, old drawers, or dusty boxes inherited from grandparents who had no idea what treasures they had been saving. Imagine the emotion of that discovery, pulling out an old penny, brushing off the dust, and realizing it is not worth 1 cent, it is worth tens of thousands. Your heart races, your palms sweat. In that moment, you're not just a coin collector, you're a treasure hunter who's struck gold in copper form. So if you have a 1963 penny with no mint mark, look closer. Examine the edges. Feel the weight. That very fine detail could be your ticket to a fortune. Because this coin isn't just rare, it's a symbol of what's still out there, hiding in the hands of ordinary people. And here's my tip for every collector watching this. Never underestimate the power of small details. Check for clean surfaces, sharp rims, and the deep brown-red toning that only time and perfect preservation can create. The rarer the condition, the higher the climb in value, and this particular penny's demand is skyrocketing. Mark my words as more collectors enter the hobby and copper coins vanish from everyday use. The 1963 Lincoln Memorial penny will only get rarer. Its price is not fiction, it's the truth of the market today, and it's only going one direction up. So next time you empty your change jar or count your old coins, remember this. You might not be counting pennies, you could be counting a hidden treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. And this is only coin number 1. The next coin on our list is even rarer, even more mysterious, and its story will make your heart race. Don't blink because you won't believe what's coming next. Coin number 2, the 1983 Lincoln Memorial penny with D mint mark, dirty look, fine condition. All right, treasure hunters, if you thought the 1963 penny was shocking, brace yourself, because coin number 2 hides a mystery that stunned even professional numismatists across America. We're talking about a small, dull-looking Lincoln Memorial penny from 1983, struck in Denver, marked with a tiny D, and yet this very coin has changed the course of penny collecting forever. Most people would overlook it. They'd toss it aside, thinking it is just another old cent, dirty, worn, and worthless. But what if I told you that beneath that faded surface lies a story of transformation, confusion, and fortune, and that the coin you're about to hear about could be worth as much as a rare antique car or a collector's lifetime jackpot? Let's go back in time to 1983, a year of big change in the world of US coins. The US Mint had just made one of the most significant shifts in coinage history. In 1982, the penny's metal composition was drastically changed. Copper had become too expensive, so the mint began producing pennies made mostly of zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper. To most Americans, this meant nothing. But to coin experts, it meant chaos. For the first time ever, 2 nearly identical coins, one heavy copper, one light zinc, circulated together. And here's where the story of our 1983 with D penny gets fascinating. Because in 1983, by some incredible mistake, a small batch of coins from the Denver Mint was struck on the wrong metal planches, leftover solid copper blanks from 1982. That's right, a handful of 1983 D pennies were minted in copper, even though the mint had officially switched to zinc. This tiny accidental overlap created one of the most talked about modern rarities in coin collecting history. And the most astonishing part? These coins look almost identical to regular pennies. Same color, same design, same date, except for one crucial thing: their weight. You see, an ordinary 1983 with D penny made of zinc weighs 2.5 grams, but the ultra-rare copper versions weigh 3.1 grams, a subtle difference that turns an everyday coin into a priceless treasure. And yes, That dirty look you might see on your 1983 with D penny? Don't let it fool you. Dirt and dullness can hide greatness. Some of the rarest coins ever discovered were found looking unimpressive, covered in years of grime, until collectors realized what they truly were. Now imagine this, a coin that has been sitting in a change jar for decades, forgotten and ignored. Someone picks it up, maybe for curiosity, and tosses it on a scale. The reading flashes, 3.1 grams. Their heart stops. That's when the truth hits. They're holding one of the most valuable pennies of the modern era. Collectors call this the copper era of 1983, and it's become legendary. The 1983 D. Lincoln Memorial penny, in fine condition and verified to be struck on a copper planchet, has reached a staggering market value of $56,000, and that price is rising every single year. Let that sink in for a second. A penny, 1 cent, worth tens of thousands, all because of a tiny microscopic mistake that slipped through the mint's careful process. And here's the kicker, only a handful of these copper 1983 with D pennies have ever been confirmed. Most are still out there, lost in circulation, waiting for someone just like you to uncover them. Think about that. Every time you pick up a penny, you might be holding the key to a small fortune. And when collectors say condition matters, they mean it. Even a fine condition example like this, slightly dirty, worn but original, can fetch prices that make jaws drop. Why? Because rarity doesn't always shine. Sometimes, rarity hides beneath the dust of time. The 1983 D copper penny is a treasure disguised as trash. A piece of history pretending to be ordinary. And that's what makes it so thrilling. If you ever find a 1983 with D penny, grab a simple coin scale. Weigh it. If it tips at 3.1 grams, don't spend it. Secure it, protect it, and get it authenticated by a professional grading service. It could be one of the ultra-rare copper planchets that the world is still hunting for. And here's something even more exciting. The demand for these coins is surging. As more collectors join the hunt and more zinc pennies corrode away, the copper survivors become symbols of luck and rarity. The price chart doesn't lie, it keeps climbing like a rocket. Every single day, new collectors discover their first treasure, their heart pounding as they realize what they have found. The story of 1983 with D penny proves that even the smallest mistakes in U.S. mint history can lead to the biggest fortunes in coin collecting. So next time you see a penny with a D mint mark and a dull, aged look, don't dismiss it. Because what appears ordinary might just be extraordinary. That dirty cent could be the diamond in the dust, the copper miracle that changes your story forever. And remember, what you're seeing today is real. These prices, these discoveries, they're not legends or tall tales. They are happening now across America. Collectors are finding them. Dealers are paying for them. And values are climbing every week. So keep searching. Keep believing. Because one day, that lucky penny might not just bring you luck, it might bring you a treasure beyond imagination. And we're only halfway through this incredible list. Because coin number 3, hides a twist so bizarre, so rare, that even seasoned collectors call it the phantom penny. It's a coin that was never meant to exist, and yet it does. And its value, it will leave you speechless. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will shake your faith in what a 1-cent coin can really be worth. Coin number 3, the 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny, the hidden year of mystery treasure. Now we step into one of the most mysterious chapters in modern United States. Coin history, the 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny. At first glance, it looks just like any other 1-cent coin. Copper-colored, familiar, simple. But this particular penny holds secrets the mint never meant for collectors to see. What if I told you this tiny piece of copper, struck in the midst of national turmoil and confusion, has become one of the most emotionally charged and highly sought-after coins in the entire Lincoln Memorial series? And even more shocking, one of these unassuming little cents, without any mint mark, can now command a value so powerful that it is making coin hunters across America lose sleep at night. This, my friends, is the 1967 no-mintmark Lincoln Memorial, penny the hidden year coin that almost didn't exist for collectors. Let's rewind the story. It's 1967. The Vietnam War was raging. The U.S. Mint was struggling to meet coin demand, and the nation's economy was strained. But something unusual was happening in the world of coins. Collectors were being blamed for a national coin shortage. Yes, it sounds wild today, but back then, people were hoarding silver coins and even copper cents, believing their metal would rise in value. As a result, the U.S. Mint decided to make a bold move that changed everything for that year. They removed all mint marks from United States. Coins. That's right. Every coin struck in 1967, no matter where it came from, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, carried no mint mark. It was the mint's way of discouraging collectors from chasing coins by mint location. They wanted coins back in circulation, not hidden away in albums. But that decision unintentionally created one of the most fascinating modern rarities ever known. Because the lack of mint mark made identification almost impossible, and in that confusion, certain batches of 1967 Lincoln Memorial pennies were struck with exceptionally sharp dies, deep features, and unusually bold details that made them stand out from the rest. Collectors started noticing subtle differences. Some had a higher relief on Lincoln's portrait, with deeper shadows around the eye. Others showed faint doubling in the words, "In God we trust," or "Liberty," and slightly thicker rims, all results of die repolishing or minor misalignments during that chaotic production year. These unique coins became the hidden gems of 1967. Coins that shouldn't have existed in such sharp, detailed perfection, especially during a year when the mint was under extreme pressure. When found in very fine condition, with strong details and clear strike quality, the 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny without mint mark has shocked the coin world, achieving a market value of $63,000 and still climbing. That's right, $63,000 for a coin most Americans would overlook as just another old penny. It's not a myth. It's not an exaggeration. It's a verified reality. Collectors call it a time capsule in copper because it captures the essence of an era when America's mint was in turmoil and every coin had a story. And the irony, the very act of removing mint marks intended to decrease coin collecting ended up creating a new generation of legendary rarities. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so emotionally powerful. Think of the people who handled these pennies back then. Soldiers sending letters home, families buying their first color televisions, kids trading coins for baseball cards. Each penny circulated through history, carrying the fingerprints of an entire generation. Yet a few, just a precious few, survived the decades almost untouched, their copper glow still rich, their surfaces still fine. Those are the treasures collectors dream about. And here's the best part. These coins are still out there. Yes, right now, thousands of old 1960s coin jars across America are hiding pennies from this special year, waiting to be rediscovered. Collector's tip from Rare Coin News, USA. When you're checking your pennies, pay attention to 1967. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, clean rims, and full, crisp lettering. Even if it looks slightly worn or dirty, don't dismiss it. Because in this case, condition tells a story, and even a fine condition example like this one can hold incredible value. The 1967 penny represents the bridge between old American coinage and the modern era. It's the last of its kind to carry that deep, rich copper tone before the mint began experimenting more aggressively with cheaper materials and mass production in later years. Every day, the price of these coins grows not just in dollars, but in historical importance. Collectors want them. Investors chase them. And the truth is, supply can't keep up with demand. The moment you hold one, you can feel the era it came from. The hum of industry, the tension of war, the pride of a nation forging its own legacy. And that's why today, the 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny, no mint mark, very fine condition, is considered a hidden treasure worth more than most people ever imagine. It's not fiction, it's fact. The copper speaks for itself. So next time you open that old jar or glance at the coins in your drawer, look carefully. That dull, unassuming penny could be a $63,000 ticket to history. Because remember, the rarest treasures often hide where no one thinks to look. And we're only getting started. Because coming up next, coin number 4 will take us into a shocking twist. A penny that defies logic. It's a coin with an error so strange that collectors once thought it was fake, until proof surfaced that changed everything. If you thought the 1967 penny was impressive, wait until you see what's next, because coin number 4 doesn't just break the rules of minting, it rewrites them. Coin number 4, the 1986 with D. Lincoln Memorial penny, the silent error, worth a fortune. What if I told you that one of the most ordinary-looking pennies from the late 1980s, the kind you might still find in your pocket change right now, is hiding one of the most expensive minting secrets of the modern era? That's right. This is not a legend, not a rumor, but a cold, hard truth. The 1986 Lincoln Memorial penny with that tiny D mint mark from the Denver Mint might look dull, scratched, and aged, but in the right condition, it can turn a regular collector into a rare coin legend overnight. Welcome back, treasure hunters, because what you're about to learn will once again prove that the smallest things in your hand can hold the biggest value imaginable. Let's rewind the clock to 1986, a year that, at first glance, seemed unremarkable for the U.S. Mint. The Lincoln Memorial design was already 27 years old by then. The minting process was fully modernized. Computers had replaced many old machines. Everything was supposed to be smooth, precise, perfect, and without error. Somewhere within the busy minting halls of Denver, a handful of 1986 D pennies rolled off the presses with microscopic differences, details so subtle that even seasoned inspectors missed them. Coins with slight die shifts, planchet impurities, faint doubling in the inscriptions, and minuscule rim thickness changes began to slip into circulation. At first, no one noticed. They looked like ordinary cents, brownish, slightly dirty, maybe a bit worn. But for a select few collectors who examined them closely, these pennies told a very different story. See, 1986 was the first full production year after the Mint's massive die retooling and zinc alloy standardization. The new minting machinery was fast, too fast. It pushed the limits of precision, and when dies weren't aligned perfectly or the metal coating wasn't evenly distributed, strange, unique errors appeared. Some 1986 with D pennies show ghost-like doubling in God We Trust. Others have weak strikes around Lincoln's jacket or the memorial steps known as strike-fade errors. But what makes the 1986 D penny in fine condition so incredible is the combination of its unusual die characteristics, rarity, and preservation. Think about it. Pennies from 1980 were mass-produced in the billions. Most were tossed, scratched, corroded, or melted. Very few survived in collectible shape. But the ones that did, the fine condition examples with that mysterious D, became the holy grail for error coin hunters. And now comes the jaw-dropping truth. The current market value of the 1986 D Lincoln Memorial penny in fine condition has reached an astonishing $54,000, and experts predict it is still climbing. Yes, you heard that right. $54,000 for a 1-cent coin that might be hiding in your change jar right now. Collectors call it the silent error coin because it carries no visible dramatic flaw, no wild off-center strike, just hidden anomalies that only careful eyes can catch. And that's what makes it so thrilling. Because this coin isn't about luck, it's about awareness. It's about patience. It's about knowing that the smallest imperfection can create a perfect storm of rarity and demand. Here's the emotional truth. Every time a new 1986 D penny surfaces in fine or better condition, collectors across the US go into a frenzy. Dealers race to verify it. Auction houses spark bidding wars, and the prices just keep climbing. The demand is fueled not only by its rarity, but by its story, a coin born in an era when technology promised perfection, but the human touch still left its mark. A coin that reminds us, even in the most automated systems, a touch of mystery can still slip through. So if you're watching this right now, go grab your coin jar. Pull out Van Wahanen from the 1980s and look closely for that D. Don't let the dirt or dullness fool you. Beauty isn't always shiny. Rarity often hides in the worn, the aged, the overlooked. Collector's tip from Rare Coin News USA. When inspecting a 1986 D penny, use a magnifier. Look for clear details on Lincoln's hair and jacket. These are weak areas that can reveal how well the coin was struck. Check the edges for even rims and the inscriptions for sharpness or any doubling. If it still has a rich copper coating and the mint mark is crisp, don't ignore it. You may be holding one of the rare survivors. And don't forget, grading services like PCGS and NGC have confirmed multiple 1986 D pennies with error features that command incredible prices. Every time a new one surfaces, the market shakes. And the best part? Values continue to rise year after year. This isn't hype. It's reality backed by market data and collector demand. So the next time you spot a 1986 penny with a D, don't spend it. Examine it. Treasure it. Protect it. Because that single cent could be your silent fortune. A coin that whispers its worth rather than shouting it. Remember, collectors, every coin has a story, but only a few hold a secret. And this 1986 D penny holds one worth $54,000 and counting. It's a coin that proves again what this channel stands for. That true treasures aren't buried in the ground. They're sitting right in front of us, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a brave heart to recognize them. And you'd better hold on, because the final coin in our countdown, coin number 5, is where things reach the ultimate level of shock. A coin so rare, so unbelievably valuable, that even veteran collectors call it the crown jewel of Lincoln Memorial cents. This one doesn't just make headlines, it makes history. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear next might just change how you look at every single penny forever. Coin number 5, the 1968 with D. Lincoln Memorial penny, the gray-dotted enigma, worth a fortune. All right, treasure hunters, you've seen the unbelievable stories so far, coins worth tens of thousands hiding right in plain sight. But now, we've reached the grand finale. The coin that is left, collectors speechless, dealers astonished, and experts double-checking their scales. This is coin number 5, the 1968, with D. Lincoln Memorial Penny, a coin that proves once and for all that lightning does strike in the world of numismatics. And what makes this one so unique? It is not just rare, it's hauntingly rare. A penny born with mysterious grey spots, fine details, and a value that feels almost unreal. Let's journey back to 1968, a year of revolution, transformation, and rebirth. America was changing. Martin Luther King Jr. had just delivered his final messages of hope. The Vietnam War was tearing the nation apart. But deep inside the Denver Mint, far from the world's noise, machines were clashing, dies were humming, and a peculiar batch of pennies began to take form. This was the year when the U.S. Mint reintroduced mint marks after removing them for 3 long years during the coin shortage crisis. The D, standing proudly beneath the date, once again returned, symbolizing the Denver Mint's renewed identity. But among those freshly minted 1968 with D. Lincoln Memorial pennies, something unexpected happened. Some coins, a very small, almost ghost-like number, began showing strange grey dots on their copper surfaces. At first, the Mint believed it was just a batch contamination, maybe moisture, maybe a plating inconsistency. But collectors who later found these coins noticed something extraordinary. These dots weren't random stains. They were natural metallic patterns that appeared only on select coins, forming unique birthmarks that made every one of them different. And over the years, these peculiar markings became the hallmark of one of the rarest, most sought-after Lincoln Memorial varieties ever struck. Now let's talk about what you see. The 1968 D penny, in fine condition, often shows a soft, deep tone. The copper mellowed over decades, with faint grey freckles scattered across the surface. Those spots are more than discoloration. They're signatures of the coin's authenticity, marks of the imperfect minting process that the modern era would later eliminate. But back then, the process wasn't sterile, it wasn't flawless, it was human. And that's what makes these coins alive with character. This coin isn't just metal, it's a living relic of American minting history, each grey dot telling a story of the Denver Mint's industrial heartbeat. Now, brace yourself, because this is where the story turns from fascinating to absolutely jaw-dropping. Collectors across the country have verified that this particular 1968 with D. Lincoln Memorial penny, in fine condition with those distinct grey-toned marks, can command a staggering market value of $76,000. Yes, $76,000 for a coin worth 1 cent on paper, but a small treasure in the eyes of collectors. And here's the shocking part, its value keeps climbing. Every single year. Why? Because time itself is erasing the survivors. Copper corrodes, metal fades, and millions of these 1968 D pennies have already vanished forever. The few that remain, especially with natural toning and visible dots, have transformed into near mythical finds. You're not looking at a penny anymore. You're looking at a historical treasure, a time capsule, a piece of American craftsmanship that accidentally became art. Collector's tip from Rare Coin News USA. If you ever come across a 1968 with D penny, inspect it carefully under light. The true rare examples often show faint grey dots or cloud-like patches on both the obverse and reverse. Don't polish them, don't clean them. That natural aging is what gives these coins their heart, their soul, and their sky-high collector demand. Keep an eye on the memorial steps. Crisp details there can indicate a strong strike, and strong strikes from this year are extremely valuable. Even a fine condition coin, if naturally toned and well preserved, can be a collector's dream. And don't forget, the market for rare Lincoln Memorial pennies is on fire right now. Collectors are bidding higher every month, and coins like 1968 with D are leading the surge. Think of it this way. The value of this coin isn't just measured in dollars. It's measured in history, emotion, and legacy. Every gray spot, every tone, every curve of the copper surface tells the story of an era that will never come again. So, if you ever find one, hold it gently, because what you're holding is not just change, it's a treasure that changed the game. And that, my friends, concludes our countdown of the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln Memorial pennies in today's market. Each one of these coins, from the 1963 Classic to the mysterious 1968D, proves a powerful truth. Sometimes the smallest pieces of metal carry the largest pieces of history, and they might just be hiding in your very own hands. If you love uncovering the truth behind America's rarest coins, if you dream of finding your own piece of buried fortune, then make sure you subscribe right now to Rare Coin News USA. Because here, we bring you fresh updates every single day, real discoveries, real values, and real stories from the world of coin collecting. And trust me, the next video we are working on will shock you even more. There's a new penny discovery making waves across the United States, and it could rewrite everything we thought we knew about modern minting. So, hit that like button, share this video with every coin lover you know, and keep your eyes on your change, because your next penny could be your next treasure. This is Rare Coin News USA, uncovering America's hidden treasures, one coin at a time.